Hello guys and welcome to another video. So we have some new prop from Drama. This time it's about Fund Engineer. They have ceased their trading, so the website is gone. You can't access it. The accounts cannot be traded on. I did have a $100,000 challenge running with Fund Engineer. I did make an episode 1. This week episode 2 was supposed to come out, but I tried to log into my MetaTrader 5 account and I just could not access it. It is not an active account anymore. So what happened? Let's go through what happened and let's see what is behind this. Let's see if Fund Engineer will come back as the CEO is saying. Okay. So the first thing I have prepared for you today is this post. This is from Trader T or Trader Tristan. He is the CEO of Fund Engineer. Okay. So he's the CEO of Fund Engineer. That is the first prop firm we're going to talk about. And he's the CEO of Formed Funding, which is the second prop firm we're going to discuss in this video. Let's get into it. So he made a post today without warning or discussion. Our dashboard provider or their technology provider decided to terminate our services, remove us from all of our historical chats and conversations, turn technology lights off from our business. On top of this, again, without communication, it was decided a negative PR campaign would be set out, of which no one has reached out to us for comment. Okay, so basically Fund Engineer is on pause. People cannot access their accounts, they cannot access the website. All of the technology of Fund Engineer is deleted basically. Okay, so it's not accessible anymore. So alongside this post we have this article as well. It is from the FX News group. There's going to be a link to this article in the description of this video. And it says, FPFX terminates license of prop trading firm Fund Engineer over alleged fraud scheme. So what is FPFX? Well, it is a company, a technology company that offers a white label for you to create a prop firm. Okay, so if you have a lot of money, you tell them, look, I want a white label for a prop firm, and I want to call it this and this, and I want to have these terms and conditions for the challenge accounts. So basically you get a whole prop firm, you just slap your name onto it, you put your trading conditions, and that's it. So you have all of the technology already made, and you just buy a prop firm white label. And that is what most of these prop firms do. They just go to a technology company, they buy a prop firm white label, and they put their name on it, put their terms and conditions. That's it. This company handles all of the technology on the front end and the back end, and the owners just tell them, look, we want this to be here and we want these conditions for the challenges. So very, very simple. That's the company, FPFX. Again, so what did FPFX do? Well, they ceased doing all business with the Fund Engineer. Okay, so Florida-based prop firm trading technology firm FPFX has announced that it has terminated the license of its client, Dubai-based prop trading firm Fund Engineer, over an apparent scheme to defraud FPFX tech and misrepresent payout figures to consumers. So these are the things that they're accusing the Fund Engineer of doing. That's what they're saying. That's why they ceased their business with Fund Engineer. First one is fake accounts. Okay, so through the audit, FPFX Tech said that it observed the Fund Engineer manually created what appeared to be fake users in the admin portal of the technology. These users had no payment history or billing details, but were immediately given funded accounts, which is anti-ethical to the style of prop firm offered by Fund Engineer, which requires all traders to complete a challenge before receiving a funded account. So bypassing AML KYC terms. Okay, so it says all funded traders must complete these checks. Guess some of these checks have not been completed. Then you have wash trading. So it says it appears that the Fund Engineer personnel then logged into the client terminal and traded in a simulated environment for the sole purpose of achieving a profit in the account. Okay, so you have that, and it was to inflate Fund Engineer's payout statistics. Then you have fictitious payouts, like for fake marketing. So it's basically like saying this guy made 1 million, this guy made 500,000, but it was all fake. That's what FPFX is at least saying. So based on FPFX's tax audit, Fund Engineer seemingly never paid out any money to these fictitious accounts. Rather, it approved the payouts in the system and pretended to pay them via crypto wallets and global payroll servicing companies. However, a review of blockchain activity yielded no such corresponding transactions to these wallets. The audit revealed that the fund engineer appears to have overstated its payouts by over $2 million, which was then promoted by one of its founders, Tristan Talbot, on his X account. So it's this guy, Tristan T. This is the guy that made the post. That is what this article is saying. That is what this company FPFX is saying, that the fund engineer created all of these illegal practices. That's why they terminated the contract, okay? But let's look at it a bit deeper. Let's see some other reasons why they may have terminated doing business with the fund engineer. So we know that Trader Tristan has two prop firms. First one is Fund Engineer, which uses technology from FPFX. But he recently created a new prop firm called Formed Funding, which uses its own technology. Okay, so he kind of anticipated this problem happening in the future, that these guys control all of his business, and that's why he made a new prop firm, Formed Funding, that uses its own technology. How do I know this? How do I know they use their own technology? Well, right here, Formed Funding Twitter post or X post. Formed Funding officially live and ready to go, using their own technology. Okay, so this is key, using their own technology, meaning they are not in business with FPFX. So it is highly possible that this whole move, FPFX terminating licenses to Fund Engineer, was kind of a retaliation move, because they saw that Trader Tristan is moving away from using their technology. So I think they expected Trader T to stop completely doing business with them in a couple of months. I think he wanted to move the Fund Engineer to using its own technology as well, and they would be losing a lot of revenue. So what could be an issue is that they anticipated this to happen, to them losing a lot of revenue, so they just immediately cut ties with the Fund Engineer, did a huge smear campaign, saying all of these things, right, accusing them of all of these illegal or unethical practices, trying to lower their revenue and trying to ruin their reputation, possibly to send a message, okay, to send a message to all of the other prop firms using their white label, that if they go and use their own tech, terminate their agreement with FPFX, that FPFX basically holds them by the balls, and that there's gonna be a huge shitstorm if they do that. So all of this drama may just be a huge message to all of the other white label prop firms to not start using their own technology. So that kind of may be a reason for this huge smear campaign. This may all just be fake news. Again, no one really knows, but I'm just explaining this situation because I have been following this Trader Tristan guy for a while now. I have been looking at his posts and he seems legit. Okay, so he seems like a legit prop firm CEO. He doesn't seem to bullshit people like some of the other CEOs do. He seems to do what he actually says. That is why I'm kind of skeptical of this whole smear campaign from FPFX and them terminating the licenses so quickly, right? It just happened overnight. Now, the mistake that this CEO did is that he publicly released this new prop firm, Formed Funding, and he stated that it's going to be using its own tech. So he advertised that Formed Funding is going to be using its own tech, and possibly Fund Engineer will start using its own tech in the future as well. And that was a wrong move. He should have kept it private. He should have been doing this in the background without FPFX knowing, and slowly moved away Fund Engineer to using its own tech and launching Formed Funding using its own tech, and then making all of it public so that FPFX cannot retaliate and that they cannot just simply terminate the licenses, and he would avoid a lot of issues. So I don't know what the hell was he thinking, releasing all of this to the public before it's even launched and talking about using its own tech, moving away from FPFX. Like, this is a clear, to me at least, possibility of a retaliation move from FPFX. Very interesting stuff. Again, the last post from Trader T is, hello everybody, thank you again for your patience and understanding. He says that he's gonna get things up and running as fast as possible, and that the schedule is to be sorted by Tuesday next week, Wednesday after testing. So he says that things are gonna be back on track, things are gonna be back to normal next week. Let's see if he does keep his word, and if it's fixed by next week. Now, what I know from experience, when someone says it's going to take a week, when a prop firm CEO says it's going to take a week, it usually takes 2 or 3 weeks, or maybe even more. Okay, so if it does take a bit more, I would not be surprised. Again, he's trying to control all of the negative talk around fund engineer. So he's saying it's going to be fixed next week. I don't believe it. I think it's going to take at least a few weeks to actually get fixed. But let's see if he does keep his word. Let's see if he is a legit CEO, and if fund engineer actually comes back, gives out the pending payouts, gives me back my 100K challenge account, and restores everything back to normal. Okay, so it will be very interesting to monitor this situation. If you want to learn more about it, again, this is his Twitter account. And yeah, so I did have a 100K challenge running. It was in, I think, minus 3%. So I was negative on the challenge. Episode 2 should have been coming out this week. Because of this news, because of this drama, I don't have access to the account anymore. So I cannot really do an episode 2. It's going to be on pause. If I get the account back, I'm going to be making an update. Again, I'm going to lose on a lot of trading days as well. January, February, and March are some of my best trading days or trading months. So this is really unfortunate, but it is what it is. It happens, okay? So it's trading, it's prop firms. This space is very volatile. Will I be buying another prop firm challenge? For now, I don't think so. I'm going to wait this out for a few weeks. Maybe I'm going to give it 2 or 3 weeks, and then we shall see if fund engineer is back online, or if I need to contact my bank and ask for a refund saying that I have been scammed. And I'll make a video about that for sure. But I'm going to give fund engineer a couple of weeks to try and resolve this situation, because I genuinely believe that this is a smear campaign from FPFX, that it is a retaliation move, because fund engineer and trader Tristan was trying to move away from this company and start using his own technology, because FPFX takes a huge chunk of a prop firm's profits, okay? Like a huge chunk of a prop firm's profits. But that's what you get. That's what you get for doing business with these shady technology companies offering white label prop firms. And that's what you get for not being careful, I would say, as well, and releasing this information of using your own technology before you have actually implemented everything live and actually moved away from using a white label company's technology. So that's it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you found some value. Let's see what happens with my account. So it was down minus 3%, but that shouldn't be a problem. I should easily get it back up to positive and into profits. I'm gonna be locked out of the account, as you can see, for the next couple of weeks. If I get it back, the series is continuing. If I don't get it back, I'm gonna ask my bank for a refund, and I'm gonna buy probably a different prop firm account. But with this very volatile space, I really don't know which prop firm to choose going from this situation. It looks to me like every other day a new prop firm goes down. So yeah, very interesting situation, very sad situation as well, but that's why you focus on your personal account. I have a nice personal account where I'm building my track record, so that in the future I can go to maybe Darwinex or attract private investors as well. That is the plan, and you should always focus first on building your personal account. That's it for this video. See you guys in the next one.